charging him with murder, possession of a firearm and a felony, possession of a firearm without an FID card, and discharging a firearm within 500 feet of a dwelling on September 5th, 2009. There's an additional complaint that charges you with rape on May 27th, 2009, and another complaint that charges you with receiving stolen property over $250 on July 21st, 2009. Please, if not guilty, will be entered.
Good morning, Your Honor. With respect to docket number 096846, when the defendant is charged with murder and other related firearm offenses, the Commonwealth is requesting the defendant be held without bail. The basis for that request, Your Honor, is that on Saturday, September 5th, 2009, at approximately 1:57 in the morning, Brockton Police received a 911 call for a shooting that had occurred outside the Progressions Lounge located at 23 Montello Street here in the city of Brockton. When police responded to the scene, they observed the victim, later identified as Stephen St. Louis, lying on the ground on the side of the nightclub. Emergency personnel arrived at the location and transported the victim to Brockton Hospital, where he was later pronounced deceased. The autopsy was performed later on, indicated the defendant had been shot multiple times.
Victim.
I'm sorry, the victim had been shot multiple times. Several interviews were conducted by both state police and Brockton police. Witnesses indicated that Mr. St. Louis had been involved in a verbal altercation with a black male inside of the Progressions Lounge, and that this altercation continued outside of the lounge. Witnesses further indicated that at some point the black male with whom Mr. St. Louis was arguing revealed a handgun and fired several shots, striking Mr. St. Louis. The suspect then was seen to flee the area on foot. Police conducted several interviews. One individual that was interviewed was the victim's mother. She stated that approximately 1 year prior to her son's murder, somebody had broken into her apartment and that she had suspected her upstairs tenant, who she identified as Marvin Taitt, as being responsible for that. She further indicated that she did not report the break to the police because she was friends with the defendant's mother and that she did not want the boy to get into trouble. Police spoke to a witness who was present at Progressions at the time of the shooting. This individual, this named individual, stated that he was at the lounge when Mr. St. Louis was shot and killed. This witness indicated he saw the victim speaking to a male who this witness believes had previously burglarized Mr. St. Louis's mother's apartment. This witness was shown a photo array, and this witness identified the photo of Marvin Taitt in the photo as being the person who shot and killed Mr. St. Louis. Police interviewed an employee at the Progressions Lounge who was working at the door at the time of the shooting and observed the homicide. He as well was shown a photo array, and he indicated, or he identified rather, the photo of the defendant Marvin Taitt as being the person who shot and killed Mr. St. Louis. Yesterday, the defendant was arrested on an unrelated warrant in Boston, and he was transported to the Brockton Police Department, where he was questioned about the shooting of Mr. St. Louis on September 5th, 2009. During the interview, the defendant admitted to being in a verbal altercation with Mr. St. Louis at Progressions Lounge, and that the altercation was in regards to Mr. St. Louis's accusing Taitt of burglarizing the victim's mother's house in the past. The defendant stated that during the evening of the shooting, St. Louis had been harassing and threatening him regarding this accusation. The defendant stated that he and the victim went outside and continued. When the defendant died in the street in the altercation, he admitted to police that once outside that he obtained a firearm and that he shot and fired at Mr. St. Louis. This admission, Your Honor, was video and audio recorded. So based on the facts, Your Honor, and the potential penalties the defendant is facing, the Commonwealth would respectfully request the defendant be held without bail.
And on the other two complaints?
I'm not asking for bail on the other two matters, Your Honor.
Does